Good day. I'm a little bit late this morning. I was actually here sitting comfortably in front of the fire reading today's lesson, and I got absorbed into it. Who do we have? CJ, hello. Sister Jeannie made it. Woohoo. CW, hello. And Denise. Oh boy, it's chilly this morning. 12 below here in New Hampshire. That's what my phone said. I looked outside and my thermometer says 11 below. But it's close to the house, so we probably move away a couple of feet and it's 12 below. That's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. All right. Good day, William. Thanks be to God, Deam Matronam Nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Our heaters are working, our oil burners are working, the propane stoves are working, and the wood stoves are working. I got it covered. When you live in New England, you have to have multiple forms of heat in case one goes out. You have a backup. All right, so let's get continued on with the learned elders of Zion, what they have to say more about hell and what happens there. Today is January 22nd, 2025, just if people are keeping track. All right, let's get started with some good day rising prayers. I have a little chair here for myself sitting in front of the fire. Let me move that out of the way. My little chapel room's getting smaller and smaller. I'm going to move it over. In nomine Dei Matronam Nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Most Holy Trinity and in Catholic contemplation humbly venerate the Divine Family. Most Holy and Venerable, Holy Trinity, one Divine Family, I believe that Thou art here present. I venerate Thee with the deepest humility. I render to Thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to Thee. O Most Holy Trinity, I firmly believe that Thou art one God in three divine beings, Deam Matronam Nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. And relying on Thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain pardon of my sins, the help of Thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Matronam Nostra. O Most Holy Trinity, I love Thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because Thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of Thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Most Holy Trinity for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven, and for the souls in purgatory. O Most Holy Trinity, I most humbly thank Thee for all the favors Thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to Thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in Thy service. I consecrate to Thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by Thy love, or that would not tend to Thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good, and let us beg of the Most Holy Trinity the graces which are necessary to us. O Most Holy Trinity, Thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of Thy grace. Deny me not Thy grace proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which Thou forbiddest, to practice the good which Thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please Thee to send me. O Deum Matronam Nostra, I place myself under Thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of Thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O Most Holy Trinity, as envisioned by Saint Lucia as the Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deam Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell, but most of all because they offend the almost Holy Trinity, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. All right, so we continue with the evidence of hell, and we learned that when the 144,000 elders of Zion came into their quote-unquote kingdom, after they quote-unquote kill God, they plan on throwing their lesser brethren under the proverbial bus. This is consistent with the character of the Illuminati, who do not like to invite the lower degreed Goy Masons to their Bilderberg meetings, etc. Perhaps this is why the demons in hell, forming living lower degree Freemasons, are so angry in hell, taking their anger out on their slaves, the anathematized. Protocol 15.9 says, "Death is the inevitable end for all. It is better to bring that end nearer to those who hinder our affairs than to ourselves, to the founders of this affair. We execute Masons in such wise that none save the Brotherhood can ever have a suspicion of it, not even the victims themselves of our death sentence. They all die when required, as if from a normal kind of illness. Knowing this, even the Brotherhood in its turn dare not protest. By such methods we have plucked out of the midst of Masonry the very root of protest against our disposition. While preaching liberalism to the Goy, we at the same time keep our own people and our agents in a state of unquestioning submission." Protocol 24.1. I pass now to the method of confirming the dynastic roots of King David to the last strata of the earth. Protocol 24.15. The prop of humanity in the person of the supreme Lord of all the world, of the holy seed of David, must sacrifice to his people all personal inclinations. Protocol 24.16. Our supreme Lord must be of exemplary irreproachability, signed by the representative of Zion of the 33rd degree. Mr. Nobody continues. Freemasons rely on what they call spirit guides to guide them in their lodges. This 90th degree Freemason, Bill Schnoebelen, explains the process in this interview below. Again, the link is there. It is important to note that Freemasons wear blindfolds when they are initiated in their lower degree ceremonies, in which they, among other things, like crush a human skull representing a Catholic pope for the 19th degree, and bow down to the Jewish scriptures on their Masonic altars. It's unclear if they actually know at this point that the Lord of their Bible is Satan. It doesn't really matter to us because they're all going to hell anyway, but it is interesting that Bill Schnoebelen makes a point to tell us that he knows the game better than other initiates because he took the time to go to the Masonic Lodge library and research things on his own. Some of the books he was probably reading, such as Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma, are scanned for you on this site to help you get to this level of knowledge. I also had this son of a lodge master/owner from South Africa who married my mother in the mid-1990s, portrayed as an angry, retarded man in the Mr. Nobody movie of 2009, and whose brother Gary installs and networks computers for the Queen of England, former Queen of England, in Buckingham Palace. And he yelled this at me, quote, "The spirits told me you were a heretic," unquote. I'm thinking to myself, what is this strange man talking to spirits for? But that's what they seem to do. And yes, I believe they are being deceived for the goals of the learned elders, the 144,000. The devil really doesn't need these morons, quote unquote. He is just using them in exchange for the lifestyles they sold their soul for, and plans to throw them to the wolves when the day comes. The movie about my Fatima waking up process is explained in the Contact Us chapter by clicking here. And again, the link is there. I'm still working on that section of the site, so bear with me. As a side note, I should also mention that his Freemason uncle from South Africa died of some strange leprosy disease at the age of 66, after revealing to this quote-unquote less character, in the movie pictured above, who revealed it to give enough time to George Bush the 43rd to rise up through the ranks in the Masonic Lodge. Before that, he was just a low-level, quote-unquote, cokehead, quote-unquote, businessman from Texas. This is consistent with this statement from the protocols of the learned elders of Zion. And here's that. Again, we execute Masons in such wise that none save the Brotherhood can ever have a suspicion of it, not even the victims themselves of our death sentence. They all die when required, as if from a normal kind of illness. Knowing this, even its turn dare not protest. Can actually be trusted is a good one. But part of being Catholic is that we're not able to see the other side like they can. But if I were a Freemason, I'd wonder how I could fit, quote unquote, on the hill when there's only going to be room for 144,000. And I'd be getting out of there and praying the rosary as fast as I could after reading the protocols. The structural hierarchy of hidden knowledge exists in Freemason for a reason. The devil and his inner circle are using lower-level initiates against themselves for their own purposes. They can't win the world on their own. They need the help of Goyim Masons to help get the job done. Quote, every kind of new institution of anything like a secret society will also be punished with death. Those of them which are now in existence are known to us, the show army of Masonic lodges, in order to throw dust in the eyes of their fellows. Illuminati Protocol 11.7. Quote, we execute Masons in such wise that none save their Brotherhood can ever have suspicion of it, not even the victims themselves of our death sentence. They all die when required, as if from a normal kind of illness. Illuminati Protocol 15.9. It would be very interesting if this apocalypse-stopping Fatima phenomenon provoked an internal rebellion of Freemasons against their top-degree Illuminati masters. We'll have to wait and see, but the Pink Floyd song Eclipse seems to indicate this understanding among some in the Luciferian Brotherhood of Freemasonry, and a realization that they are just doomed. But don't worry too much about them. In the end, this brotherhood of morons will fall into the pit of hell, and the founders of the affair, Protocol 15.9, will remind them of that when they reveal themselves in Zion. Freemasons are just being set up by the Illuminati as their scapegoat, which is why you're seeing so much information being released on the internet in the last few years, and even more now. It's a bloodline thing belonging only to the 12 tribes of Israel, and no matter how they try, Freemasons are not part of that bloodline. I personally think they are hoping the spirits keep their promises, but I think they know that they're going down. They are just useful idiots for more intelligent beings. If you were Lucifer and the 144,000 quote-unquote chosen ones, would you want losers like this around you for an eternity? Or would you just use them and throw them into the fire? Just make sure you're initiated into the Catholic Church with the powerful and original baptism rite, Wear Our Lady's scapular and pray the Rosary 150 each and every day. The secret is out and just in time, right before the end of the Masonic Mayan calendar. It's the bottom of the ninth inning, and it seems that the Jewish quote-unquote holy cow and their Jewish Jesus Antichrist Messiah is on a rain delay. Babylon then, Babylon now. The world once worshipped a golden calf in Babylon. Soon the world will sacrifice a red heifer to cleanse their temple because their Bible says so. It's amazing how, after the subversion of the Catholic Church by Judaism, nothing has changed. The world will go back to square one. So we'll conclude tomorrow with the evidence of hell with many quotes. It'll be basically just a list of quotes from It Appears, the Bible. All right, there's some more to chew on. And again, remember to wear your scapular and say your rosary. Now, unfortunately, I had a gentleman who rejected. At first, he wanted it. I mailed it to him. And he asked me if his mother she died, but she wasn't Catholic. Is she in heaven? I said, most likely not. And so he got angry with me and returned everything. So it's really, it's sad, but it's few who really understand how this works and how powerful this is. So this is all ready to go for somebody. If you wish, please contact me and I will mail it out to you. He refused it before it reached his, as it reached his door. All right, let's get started with Mass. Deum vobiscum et quoque apotei, oremus. O most holy Trinity, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum hanc immaculatem hostium, quam ego indinius famulos tuus offediti Deum meum vivum et verum, pro unum edibidibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentis meis, et pro omnibus circumstantibus, sed pro omnibus fidelibus, catholicorum vivis atque defunctis, ut mihi edidis proficerat salutem. Deum qui humanae substantia dignitatem midibiditur condeditia, midibidis reformastur da nobis spiritus, atque divine mysterium eius divinitatis, esses consortes criminitatis nostrae, fieri dinatis es patecepstem Iesum Christum filium tuum, qui tecum vivit et reinat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimus tibi Deum calicem salutaris tuum da bacantis clementium, ut spectu divinae majestatis tuae, pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum odore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiam amarata Deum Iesum Christum, et quieta graficium nostrum et spectu tuo hodie uplaciat tibi Deum matronam nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificite blate prosequendo, et acipere hoc sacrificium tuo sanctum nomini praeparatum. Suscipet sancta Trinitas concoplationum cum tibi afferimus, amamone passionis, resurrectionis et ascensionis Dei Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum Matronam nostra, et Papa Pete Sanctorum, et Istorum, et Omnium Sanctorum, ut idis proficiat ad honorem, nobis autem et salutem, et idi pro nobis intercedere, dilinter in caelis, quorum amore magibus teres pedendum Christum tem nostrum. Orate ut me mac vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat apud Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipiat Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis et laudam et gloriam nomini sui, ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum obiscum, et quoque pote, surusum corda habemus ad Deum. Gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est. Te icet hoc lamentissimi Mater et Pater et Deum Matram nostra et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et Deum Iesum Christum Filium. Tuum Deum nostra est supplices rogamus et petimus. Uti accepta habeas, et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificium idibata. In primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam, catholicam, quam pacificare, custodire ad honore, et regere digneris toto orbiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum Catuorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering. We especially pray for Robert Santa Croce, Robert Dasco Sr. and Jr., Katie Gage, RM, Neil and Earl Lively, Maria Josephina Moes, Mark Jr., Henry, Barbara, and Benedict Santa Croce, Mr. Nobody, the Cantu and Duarte families, Michaela McLarnon and family, Sarah and Becky, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron and family, Maria and the Lineweber family, the Kendrick, Dasco, Nye, Tafur, Wolf, Began, and Kane families, and Alex Tafur. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sedevacantist Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, any place or time. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, medium of exchange, with no usury. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. We pray for courageous women to reverse the feminist ideology and return to godly femininity and be proud of their femininity. We ask that women cease working for Freemasons and corporations, and that they come to understand the raising of traditional Catholic families is the highest ideal and a necessity for sustaining a Catholic society. I'm going to change that to original Catholic families instead of traditional. We ask for the conversion of all sinners trapped in a state of mortal sin, especially the ignorant. And we pray that all people involved come out of their ignorance with regards to using instruments of harm in weather modifications or energy, weapons, etc. That they come to learn about what they're doing. That they come to the Catholic faith and receive the correct baptism so that their eyes can be opened. We also pray that all forms of Freemasonry and its tentacles everywhere be disbanded, and that the members come into the submission of the Trinitarian Theophany through the correct baptism and confession, so as to eliminate the means by which the Illuminati make their progress. This way it will stop. All these things we ask in accordance with the Most Holy Trinity's divine will and intention. Et omnium circumstantiam quorum tibi fidis cognit est in honor devotio pro quibus tibi efferimus, vel qui tibi offerunt hoc sacrificium laudis pro se suisque omnibus, pro redemptione animarum suarum pro spe salutis et in cura amitatis suae. Tibi que redunt vota sua, aeterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicante et memoriam venerantes in primis gloriosae semper Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et beatorem martyrium tuorum, Papa Sancte Petri, et Sancte Lucia, et Sancte Jacinta, et Sancte Francisco, et Sancte Juan Diego, et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis, praecibusque cancet asut in omnibus, protectionis tuae monem exilio pedinum Christum Deum nostrum, amoblationem de Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus, consecratum ac captabilum efficere dineris ut nobis corpum, et sanguinem fiat didictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur recepit panem sanctus ac honorabilis manus suas. Et derivatis hoc lis in calamate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum sum mundo petitive tibi gratias agens. Consecravit, frege didique lumnis sui dicens, accipite et montecate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Si minima lupus cum ceremonia est accipiens et hunc preclarum calicem in sanctus ac honorabilis manus suas, item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, consecrave dedique lumnis sui dicens, accipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei, mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissione peccatorum, aequotescum qui feceritissime mono facietis. Unde et memoris Deum nos servituis, et plebs tua sancta justum Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beate passionis nec non et ab inferis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosa escensionis offerimus preclare maestati tui de tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio ac sereno vudu respicieri digneris. Supplices te regamus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, iube hec perfide manus tuum, ut quod ex hoc autoris participationis sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinum sensenimus, omni sanctificatione caelestia gratia Dei per amor per Deum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Henry Stelzer, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibum in Christum quiscentibum, locum refugere illucis et paucis, ut dolor geste procamor per Deum Christum Deum nostrum. Per quam hec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Matronum omnipotentia in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Deum, matronam nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Sanctam tuum in mulieribus, Deum matronam nostrae, matronam Deum Iesum Christum. ora pro nobis peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos quaesimus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa semper Dei Matronum nostrae. Cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis da propitiis pacem mendibus nostris. Ut ope misericordiae Tuae aduiti et peccato, simus semper liberi et omni perturbationis securi. Periendum Deum nostrum Iesum Christum filium Tuum Deum nostrum, qui ticum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum Iesum Christum sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te, haec extio consecratio corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat excipiendibus nobis in ad salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te, Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum Matronam nostrae, cooperante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem Tuum unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinem Tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et unoversis malis, et fac me tuis semper in hadare mandatis, et numquam separare permittas, qui cum eodem Deum Matronam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et regnam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indinius sum repraesimo non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi ad tutamenti mentis et corporis, et ad me delam percipiendam qui vivis et regnas, cum Deum Matronam nostrae in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem celestem accipiam et nomen Deum Iesum Christum invocabo. Deum Matronam nostrum non sunt dignius, ut itus ut et meis in tante de quibus in aeternum mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sunt dignius, ut itus ut et meis in tante de quibus in aeternum mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sunt dignius, ut itus ut et meis in tante de quibus in aeternum mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custode et anima mea. Quid retribum Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quae retubut mihi, calicem salutaris accipiam et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo. Laudans invocabo Deum Matronam nostrae, et ab inimitis meis salvusero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custode et anima mea. Quod ora sumpsimus Deum Iesum Christum, Pyramide capiamus et immunem et parae fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod sumpsit sanguis quam potavi et hediet visceribus meis a praesta, ut in me non remaniat scelero macula quem pirat sancta revecherunt sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech you, most holy Trinity, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, et quoque apud te, ite mises, Deum gratia. Gratia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequium fidutis mea praesta et sacrificium corroculis tua maestatis in nos autoritibus et acceptabile mihique et omnibus proquibus irut octolis sit miserante perpetuabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, Matronam et Filium et Spiritum Sanctum. Deum Matronam nostra et Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. O most holy Trinity, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most holy Trinity, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrageous, sacrilegious, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart and immaculate heart of God our Lady, who was, is, and ever shall be, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum, Matronam nostra, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. All right, thanks for being here. Good day, Greg. Good day. And good day, Rebecca. Good to be here. Right? Florida's a little warmer than up here. Pennsylvania is kind of chilly. Upstate New York, I know, is chilly. And I don't know about California, Arizona, Ireland. What's the temperature in Ireland? Denise, Peter, and William? I know you guys are pretty warm too. Well, relatively speaking. Have a great day. Please go and sanctify all those you meet, and we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Take care.